All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantabulous episode of Zero Dark Nerdy. The most notorious pop culture podcast on the planet. This is your host, Brian, a.k.a. B-Hearn, and today I'm joined with...
Hey, it's Jadon, a.k.a. Brisby Life, a.k.a. Don Carnage.
Hey-o.
Hey, and it's Jordan Brown, a.k.a. Doodoo Brown, a.k.a. U.S. Hades Nuts.
Y'all are stupid. And Nicole, a.k.a. Il Mama.
Before we get into our Disney Plus episode, I do want to take the time out to thank all of our fans and listeners, not just here in North Carolina and in this beautiful country of ours, but we have been building up quite the following overseas.
Tight.
So big shout out to Australia, New Zealand in the building.
Kiwis.
Brazil. Yes. Ireland, as well as the Netherlands. And anywhere else, anybody listening, we do thank you for your love and support. Feel free to send us some messages or whatnot on the website. Again, popculturepodcast.com. Titties, you can send them right to Jordan Brown at Doodoo Brown on Instagram.
That's my Instagram name is Doodoo Brown 3879.
There you go. Send them on.
DM me.
And today we are going to be talking about Disney Plus. So we are going to start things off with the one and only Doodoo Brown. All right. Captain No Notes.
Okay, so Captain No Notes for sure today.
Literally.
So I don't have Disney Plus. However, because I have Sprint. But my roommate has Disney Plus. And whenever he's not playing Death Stranding, he's like, hey, you want to come in here and watch some Disney Plus? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I've only watched 2 things. But I looked over a list, and there's one giant movie that ruined my entire lifetime in a good way.
I was supposed to say,
still
for
does.
good or bad?
And it still does. So I watched the first episode of The Mandalorian, and I watched
So good.
And one day before work, he was like, hey, come in here and watch the Tony Stark I Am Iron Man scene. And I was like, why would I do that to myself? So when we were watching the scene, and Tony Stark dies. Spoiler.
I think people should know
We're good.
I didn't know that there was the extended scene there where he goes into the ethereal realm.
I still haven't seen that.
Daughter.
Yeah. So I didn't either. I heard about it after because Tony Stark died, and I was sitting there getting choked up, and he was like staring off into space, and Pepper was like, "You can." Oh my God, I'm getting choked up.
Can rest.
She said, "You can rest now," and I was like, "All right, man. It's I had to be at work at like 6:45. I was like, "All right, it's like 4:40. I gotta get ready for work. I gotta go." And he called me a bitch on my way out, and I was like, yeah, sure. Through my tears, I was back and like gave him the finger. But there's another movie that is on this list. I won't watch it because I'll explain it to you right now. And if we don't all end teary-eyed, then I'll be upset with every one of you. It's a little movie called Homeward Bound.
Oh, man. Break out the Kleenex.
It stars 3 animals, Shadow, Sassy, and Chance. Chance is a pit bull who just got rescued by a pit bull boxer mix who just got rescued from this family who was happily, they had their old golden retriever Shadow who is just a gem. And Sassy, who's kind of a bitch, but she's a cat. So it's like, oh, she's a cat.
She's just being herself.
Yeah, she's just being a fucking cat. Bitch. And so the family moves and I forget the dogs like don't understand that they're moving and and they like try to chase them. I get lost, but this is the scene. This is the scene that gets me. So if you haven't seen this movie, don't listen to this next like 5 minutes.
Who has not seen this movie?
Exactly. The same people who haven't seen Milo and Otis. But
it's available to you now if you haven't seen it.
It is. If you want to cry and eat ice cream, do it. Do it.
I just want to eat ice cream.
Well, then just watch this movie. Maybe you'll get to cry too. So there's a scene at the end when they've gone through all these trials and tribulations trying to get their family across the fucking country. Somehow they know where they are. I don't know. Animals do that
Animal
shit.
instinct.
Yeah. And so they fall in this tar pit. Or mud pit, right? Mm-hmm. And Chance and Sassy are able to get out. But Shadow is like, just go. They're right over the bend and blah, blah, blah.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this shit. Right. And Chance and Sassy are like, oh no, he's, and they leave him. Mm-hmm. And they're like, the family's outside, like, I'm sorry, children. You know, your dogs and cats are just gone. We fucked up. And they're all standing outside playing like they completely already forgot about them. And they hear a bark, and it's like Chance's bark. He's like, I know that bark. It's Chance. Chance comes running over the hill. Chance, oh my God, love you, Chance. And then like meow. And the girl's like, is that Sassy? Sassy comes over the hill, meow, meow. And then she's like, oh my God, Sassy. And the animals can talk, by the way. They can talk in the movie.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox is Chance,
yes,
right? And
yes.
then Sally Fields is Sassy.
Exactly. And some old white man.
Yeah, really old
Wilford
white
Brimley?
man. No, like
Not that old.
Don Ameche.
Don Ameche?
Yeah.
Don Ameche is Shadow.
Of Cocoon and Batteries Not Included fame.
Yeah.
So then you see the two animals come over. It's a great reunion. The eldest boy looks over the ridge, waits for his dog, sees nothing, and he looks down, and his family looks down, and he says, I guess he was just too old. And he turns around and walks away, and you hear woof woof. And you're like, it can't be Shadow. He was just too old, and last we saw of him, he had already given up hope. And he turns around, Shadow comes limping. Shadow comes limping, mud covered, over the hill, and it's like, Shadow! And this old man's voice is like, Peter! And they all hug, and I'm crying right now. And that movie literally makes me go. I could watch a 14-second clip of that movie at that moment and start crying.
Some people have their trigger movies.
Yeah. That's my one. That and The Green Mile.
I like it.
So anyway, that's my Disney Plus experience.
The one movie.
I didn't even watch it yet. I'm not gonna. There's probably a deleted scene with like cannibalism. I don't know. Disney's been going on some rough routes here with these non-editing their.
We're open to it.
I'm down. Fuck it.
We like Deadpool.
Is Deadpool on there though? Because I noticed that some of those are not on there.
Well, besides The Simpsons, a lot of the Fox properties aren't on there yet.
Yeah.
But they do have the rights to make Deadpool movies now.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
all
they
that
will.
matters.
Yeah.
I want a DP Spider-Man movie so bad.
That could have been taken so many
Double
different
penetration.
Yes. Right? Whoa.
Venom and Carnage just ripping that ass.
So bad.
Well,
We've lost track.
my Disney experience when I was a kid was obviously, princess movies, kind of the birthplace of women's unrealistic expectations, if you ask me. So,
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
tomato. Yeah, no, I mean, seriously. So you have, like, women who think that they can change men. Where'd that come from? Beauty and the Beast. Literally a transformation of Beast to a prince.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And then
You got us there.
You got it. Yeah, you sure did.
And then you've got, like, the headstrong women, right, that think that they can just keep pushing forward no matter what the circumstance, no matter what they sacrifice, and they'll still get what they want. That's the Little Mermaid. Yeah, she defied everybody.
Oh, yeah, she got legs.
Yeah.
She got legs.
She got fucking legs. She's
got-
a fish.
Yeah,
She made it with a man of the land.
It was Splash the movie. Or the animated film.
Technically, she's a sea mammal.
Shut the fuck up, Jerry.
Dropping that knowledge out there.
Right up there with narwhals.
And then you had, the women's expectation of Amanda swoop in and save them, because you had your damsel in distress, which are, like, I think upwards of, like, 1940s, 1930s, 1950s movies, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. So that's kind of what I grew up with.
Hot.
That's really hot, right?
Yeah.
Did you like it back then, or did you? I mean, like,
I think that's why I do so well
I
now.
still like them now, because, Disney's all about, it's the dream,
Yeah.
right?
It's a magical
Sure, you
experience.
can
yeah.
concoct whatever you want in your mind and believe that these are actually going to happen, but we dream in Disney, and I love it. I think it's great. Unrealistic, but great. And I'm sorry, I'm being very cynical right now.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I'm sure we can take it to a much deeper level, but
Do you want to?
no, we'll save that for a whole other episode.
But I did get to relive my childhood with Mary Poppins and Beauty and the Beast and The Sword and the Stone and Robin Hood. Those were all my favorite ones growing up. And then Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, of course.
Oh yeah.
those
Yes.
The original's
were
so
my favorite.
good.
Yeah. You said original. Are they going to remake it? Did they
No, I
remake
mean,
it?
well, the original
Honey, I
versus
Blew
the
Up
sequels.
Kids and
Yeah.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I thought that was going to be a much darker movie.
Blue Up.
Oops.
Honey, the kids drove us crazy for the last time.
Yeah.
The final chapter.
Honey, I've slaughtered our kids.
We shouldn't have brought our kids to Vegas.
That was National Lampoon, wasn't it?
No, I think
No,
they blew up the kid was around.
No,
Yeah.
I just meant, honey, we shouldn't have brought our kids to Vegas.
Oh.
I was making at the time what I thought was a good joke.
You were making a Griswold
And funny
quote.
thing is, turns out it wasn't.
Fail.
Jerry.
Yes.
Back in the building. Back from his
Hello.
New York trip.
Hello, all. I saw some really cool stuff in New York.
Yeah. Big shout outs to Betsy and Daniel for giving him a place to crash for a week.
And Julius, I love you so much. I miss that dog so much.
It's such a great dog.
When you said I love you so much, I was like, in my head, I was like, he has to be talking about a dog. Yes. Thankfully, you were talking about a
Julius is awesome.
I'm
So
in-
are Betsy and Daniel.
Yeah,
Julius
of course. Of course.
dog. Dogs over people. Come on.
I love you. Anyway, wow. Disney Plus. I was very excited. I was very excited when it came out. I was very excited that I had a Verizon plan and it's free for a year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever.
Sprint bastards.
I
He
have.
could probably give you a login. I think he gets 5.
Damn, she just called you out.
Damn, there's 3 of you here. Shit.
Oh, yeah,
Jared, what I
I got Verizon too.
Jared, what I got to do for a login?
What would you do for a? Okay. So I've got a pretty extensive list of stuff. I went through A to Z movies, A to Z shows, and I was just picked my favorite stuff. So I might just like rattle off some stuff.
Fire them off.
Okay. Movies. This is comprised of stuff that Disney had and then stuff that Disney bought.
All right.
Because there's some stuff in here that wasn't theirs originally. So 10 Things I Hate About You is on there.
All right. I did not know that.
Yes,
Awesome.
they bought that shit. Adventures in Babysitting's on there.
Ah, yes.
The first appearance of
Thor.
motion picture Thor.
In the garage. Yes.
Big Hero 6. That's straight Disney, but I love that. Or they took it from the comics, but it's a really good movie. If
fantastic
you've never seen
fucking
it,
movie.
Very
please see
overshadowed
it.
by the first Frozen.
Yep.
Right. And
100%.
Man, Big Hero all the way. The Black Hole. It was originally a Disney movie, and it's available for you sci-fi nuts out there. Cool Runnings.
Cool running.
I love that movie.
Yul Brenner.
That's exactly what I have here. It's like cool Runnings, Yul Brenner. His name is, and like John Candy's reaction. It's like his name is Yul Brenner. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Like the actor. Fantasia's on there.
Burrino? I'm sorry.
No, the literate one.
I'll just leave.
High Point's very own.
Sorry, High Point. One of my all-time favorite movies of all time. I just said that.
Yeah,
I
that was
repeated
redundant. I was
I
going to
did
let it
again.
happen.
I did it again. Flight of the Navigator.
Nice. Very nice.
That movie involves a child and a spaceship, or having a bonding experience with the spaceship. And guess who voices the spaceship? I knew it all
Kevin Spacey.
along, but I got confirmation when I read something earlier. He's not even mentioned by name in the credits.
Really? Okay.
It was none other than Pee Wee Herman himself. Paul Rubens was the voice of the ship in Flight of the Navigator. He was credited as Paul Mall.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And I knew it was him when, you hear him do that signature. Like,
Yeah.
like you hear him do that.
Yeah.
And I knew it was him all these years, but I didn't get confirmation until recently. Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
No,
It's
you're
all
good.
right, man.
I love Flight of the Navigator and Pee Wee.
Don't say that too loud.
I love Pee Wee. Home Alone 1 and 2 is on there. Jungle Book is one of my favorite cartoon Disney movies. Monsters Inc. was amazing. Billy Crystal and John Goodman. Mulan. Nightmare Before Christmas. They bought that later in the 2000s, I think. The best Star Wars movie since Star Wars Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yes, absolutely.
Fuck, I've
yes.
watched it last night
Absolutely.
again, and it's so good.
It's just so fucking awesome.
It's
Like,
a-
we need to have a Rogue One episode.
It's a war movie.
Yeah.
It just happens to be in the Star Wars universe. I mean, I know it's called Star Wars, but I mean, there's no Jedi, there's no lightsabers, what I mean, like, well,
There's no
except for
fucking
Vader,
Luke
except for
goddamn
Vader at the
Skywalker.
end. But it ties right into
No
A New Hope.
Skywalker.
It's the best Star Wars since Star Wars. It's really cool what they're doing with the Mandalorian. They're kind of doing the same thing. Like, it's gritty, like Rogue One. It's like Rogue One is like a war movie in space. The Mandalorian is a western. Like, it's a space western, and it is fucking great.
Good way to put it.
It's so good. But back to movies. Sandlot's on there. Sound of Music. The Three Musketeers with Kiefer Sutherland's on there. All the Toy Stories. The Tron 1 and 2, which I like. Love the first one. The second one's okay, but the soundtrack's amazing. Mm-hmm. White Fang. You're talking about movies with the feels and animals. Wall-E and Willow. Willow's on there. Mad Montagan.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Making a
good
series.
stuff.
It was a really good.
I don't want to take all of them, but I'll jump to the TV shows. Tailspin is my all-time favorite Disney cartoon. It's the characters from Jungle Book, but they have a flight delivery business going on. And Don Carnage is the most ridiculous villain I've ever seen. He's flamboyant, he's amazing, and he's got this ridiculously racist Ricky Ricardo impression, which I'm very... it's horrible. It's horrible, but he really killed it back in the 90s, and Don Carnage is amazing. More TV shows. The Dog Whisperer's on there.
Okay.
Because of the Nat Geo. Gravity Falls is a really great Disney cartoon. If you like Rick and Morty and you like Bob's Burgers, you're going to love Gravity Falls. That's all I'll say. And I finally get to watch the Inhumans garbage that they put out that I never watched. So now
that's actually on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many episodes did that make it to?
I don't know, but it was just the one season they were like, we can't do this anymore. This is horrible. And one more thing about the TV shows. If you've not seen the cartoons, Star Wars Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels, now's your chance. Like, get up on that because you're already seeing stuff on The Mandalorian. Like, you're seeing ships from those cartoons. Mm-hmm. You're seeing, like, everything's connected now. Yep. So it's if you want to be up on everything Star Wars, those you got to jump on those. They're really good.
Yeah, and I was reading something too, like they did the timeline of when, and we'll get into the Mandalorian here in a little bit, but what was it? Clone Wars and Rebels was like right after episode 2
right.
of the series and all that. Then Mandalorian takes place after Return of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. So, little fun facts out there for everybody.
It's cool now that all the stuff that's out there, you can kind of watch it chronologically.
Yes.
Chronologically. Like, so stuff that came out a long time ago is way down the line.
Yeah.
So forth.
Excellent recap there, Jerry.
Literally the entire recap.
Yeah.
Literally, you just listed things.
Jordan had
Everything that's
one
on there.
movie.
I've seen one thing that I described in great
No,
detail.
you said you
For
didn't
those of
watch
us
it.
that don't have it, though, well, not anyone in
I
this
haven't
room.
watched it on Disney
know what's
Plus,
on
but
there.
it's burned in my goddamn memory retina.
But there's a lot of stuff on here that I
It's
have
a
access
ton.
to now that I didn't get to watch or I didn't want to watch. Like, I wanted to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but
Right.
I hate commercials and I refuse to watch them, and that kind of, messed it up for me.
I just
But
can't.
Agent Carter. I get to watch Agent Carter
Okay,
now.
first of all, I'm so upset you just said that because oh my god, the woman who plays
Haley
Peggy,
Atwell. Oof.
I didn't know. My brother sent me a random text message that just had one picture of her. He was like, this girl is really attractive," and I saw it and I was like, "Skylar, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Explain." He was like, "That's Peggy
it's
Carter.
Peggy Carter, man.
It's Peggy Carter," and I was like, so I looked up. I shamelessly typed in what's her name, Haley Atwell. Mm-hmm. I typed in Haley Atwell sexy to Google, and boy,
Not too dirty.
boy,
Classy.
some of her pictures. She's the sexiest woman alive to me right now. Like literally, I go to sleep and I'm like, "Good night, Haley." Like in my just like she. Oh my gosh.
Picture next to the bed.
Garb.
9 yards.
But yeah, other than that, I can't wait to watch Gargoyles.
I was surprised you didn't bring that up. So now that it gets over to me, So to piggyback off of Jadon, I'm also excited for Tailspin. That was one of my favorites as a kid. Chippendale Rescue Rangers as well. Darkwing Duck. Hell yes. Gargoyles, though, is that shit. And that's also your mom's favorite show.
That's my mom's favorite show.
Ever. Not just cartoon.
No. And it really boggles my mind that they haven't even attempted to make a live-action anything of Gargoyles, which would be, A, extremely simple,
right,
and B, it would be if it were kind of darkish. Yeah. It would be so fucking awesome. There's one episode that always rings clear in my head. I can't remember any part of the episode except for the last 3 seconds. What's his name? Broadway is getting Goliath to try a jalapeno. And Goliath says, sure. Bites into the jalapeno, and it zooms out of New York City, and all you hear is Goliath saying, jalapeno, jalapeno, jalapeno. And that's the end of the episode. And I swear to God, I think about that at least once every 2 months. Just like for no reason, it just pops in my jalapeno. It pops up in there.
Nobody knows what that's from.
No one
say it.
There's one part, I say it to my brother every once in a while, and he's like, gargoyle. Yep.
So I am very excited for that. And also, too, I read that they were doing, like, uncut versions of Gargoyles.
Yeah, so there are a couple episodes that didn't, like, when it came out on the TV, it didn't make the final cutting room floor. So there's, like, a few extended seasons, and I mean maybe, like, seconds.
Sure.
Like, there's one scene where Broadway, I think, finds a gun, an actual pistol, and, like, accidentally shoots the girl, the main girl, the human girl, and like that's all in the episode. But then the following scene is he like goes to help her. He has blood on his hands, and the blood on his hands scene didn't make the TV show, but it's on Disney Plus.
Gotcha.
Like, what a tough episode though. Like if that were to come out now, woof.
Yeah. No, agreed. And I mean, I think that's one of the good things that I really enjoy about Disney Plus too. It's not just the content that's on there, because I mean, obviously we can go over the entire catalog. I mean, it's just fantastic to. I mean,
not all of it.
Not all of it. I mean, it's great to relive our childhoods, but at the same time, though, the bonus stuff I thought was fantastic too, because normally, whether if it is Netflix or Hulu or even HBO Go, they don't normally include a lot of the bonus behind the scenes stuff where. I think that's right now where Disney's really excelling, not just the content, but if you go and watch Endgame, it has all the deleted scenes and extra, like a blooper reel, the whole 9 yards, stuff that you would not normally see unless you bought the Blu-ray or, bought that. Because, like I said, a lot of other streaming platforms don't give you that.
Right.
So that's one very, very exciting thing about it.
Was that Morgan Stark scene even in the DVD or the Blu-ray
No,
release?
it's not.
They saved that for
They said it wasn't even available in the hidden or deleted scenes or anything like that.
Right, because you saw Endgame with the extra footage.
Right, yeah, we went back and saw when they added the stuff.
This scene was only mentioned by the Russos.
Oh, okay.
And then
they just saved that just for themselves.
Because there was at least, from what I could see, like 7 to 8 deleted scenes that didn't make it. One where Rocket was trying to make a joke about some shit, and then De Niro comes up behind him and like shaves his scalp. But it doesn't look like Rocket though. Yes. Sorry. RDJ. De Niro is actually in there. That's a fucking deleted scene.
I was like, holy shit.
Let me go and get these fuck ups
this
out of the
fucking
way.
rat here? You want to piss on these shoes?
What are you, a raccoon?
You're a fucking
what are you
raccoon,
doing over
huh?
here? It was Bronx Tale De Niro.
By the way, Irishman. So
yes.
Good. So good.
But, I've thoroughly been enjoying it all week. I've been catching up on everything from the original Iron Man. Just wanted to rewatch that shit real quick. And it's crazy, like, the stuff that you pick up on, too. Like, in the original Iron Man, you see the logo for the Mandarin in the back of the campground.
10 rings.
The 10 rings shit. So just stuff like that. I rewatched Winter Soldier. So I've been rewatching a bunch of the Marvel stuff. Of course, I'm going to watch The Sandlot. Anytime you put The Sandlot in front of me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to rewatch The Sandlot.
There was an Australian Mastiff at Boxcar yesterday. Just want y'all to know that. And I got to pet his big old head. That is the dog.
I thought it was a bull mastiff. I didn't know it was Australian. Nice.
And the only reason I know that is because the guy who was there was like, "Oh yeah, you know the dog from Sandlot."
You mean the Beast?
What is the dog's name though? What did he name it?
I didn't talk to the human that much. I was just like, "Hey, buddy,
hello, Beast.
What are you
You're
talking
not that
about?"
bad.
No, he was. His mouth was open. You couldn't see his eyes through his big old. Well, maybe I was squishing his head too much. I don't know.
But yeah, it's been awesome.
Really strange
And in case you do not know this by now, if you do have Verizon and you either bought one of the new phones or have an unlimited plan, you can go on the website, put in your information, you get Disney Plus for a year for free. So Verizon users, I believe it is, getting like the new iPhone 11 or whatever it is. And if you have an unlimited plan, you get it for free. I've yet to see how many people you can extend that to. My daughter's mom's been blowing me up the whole fucking week, so eventually I got to give her my contact info.
They said they're going to be lax about the sharing for a while, but they will crack down.
I'm sure. Before we get into The Mandalorian, as well as some more just Disney-related stuff, we are going to take a quick little commercial break for the greatest lawyer in all of North Carolina, Andrew Newman, attorney at law.
Love this guy. He does good work.
We'll catch you in a second. We'd like to take the time to thank one of our sponsors, Andrew Newman, attorney at law. Located here in Greensboro, North Carolina, he can assist you with your criminal as well as traffic violations, and his practice includes Guilford, Forsyth, as well as all surrounding counties. To set up a free consultation, you can contact him at 336-663-2388, and you can also visit him on his website, attorneynewman.com.
Yo, what's good, people? This is Trackstar, the DJ of Run the Jewels, and you're listening to the homies over at Zero Dark Nerdy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. We are going to get into the new show, The Mandalorian, from the one and only Jon Favreau?
Yes.
Is that how you say it? All right,
Jon
good.
Favreau.
All right, Favreau. From Swingers fame, but most importantly, the director of Iron Man 1 and 2, which, pretty much launched the MCU universe. Jungle Book, Lion King, Chef. If you do not know who Jon Favreau is, you need to look him up because he is just absolutely fucking amazing.
Well, I love that they're bringing in the Marvel people in to do Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Because, the Marvel people have been doing a lot of good stuff. And
That's true.
Star Wars has been kind of falling off, in my opinion.
Fuck yeah.
But Mandalorian, holy shit. It's great.
Let's do it. Start it off with you, brother.
Well, shit.
You're going to know the most about it.
Yeah, start and end. How about that?
Fine. Here we are. Long time ago.
We'll accentuate for you. We'll accentuate.
Galaxy far, far away. First off, this is not Boba Fett, okay? First and foremost. Somebody was
Boba Fett.
just
Similar.
the other day.
He's a
Just
clone, right?
Similar.
Oh my god, just the other day. So it's Boba Fett, right? I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, somebody said that shit to me, too.
Well, you can't just like automatically be upset with humanity because one person thought that it was Boba Fett. Like I was like, oh man, this might be Jango Fett, and like I got a look from somebody that's like, nope, I just know it was. I heard that the other day. Someone said that. Can you believe that?
Well, we all know that both of those people are dead.
But we don't know when this occurred.
I don't know when this is happening.
Star Wars likes to go back and forth.
They said in the description it takes place after Return of the Jedi.
Whatever.
And Return of the Jedi.
I don't know what the fuck that
You know
means,
what?
Jerry.
So, Mandalorian. It's great.
To present
Yeah,
day.
the mandolin, get it.
Yes, the mandolin. Where do I begin? It's basically a space western. It's a western in space. It takes place after Return of the Jedi, where the Empire has fallen. Yeah, I said that again. It takes place after the fall of the Empire. Nobody's really in charge anymore, and people are vying for control over certain sectors until we find out later that the First Order is gathering in the Outer Rim territories, and then the Alliance turns into the whatever the fuck, and then they turn into the Resistance. Anyway, but this is the kind of chaos period in between that stuff, and it's a lone gunslinger trying to make his way in a galaxy, a la Boba Fett. There are definitely similarities. They're both really into Mandalorian stuff. I don't think, or neither of them are true. Well, was Jango Fett a Mandalorian? That's a good question to begin with.
Let me Google it.
So, if he was,
Hey Siri.
then that means that Boba Fett was a.
Sorry.
No, do it. It'll help the show.
Hey Siri. Is Boba Fett a Mandalorian?
Okay, I found this on the web for Is Boba Fett Mandalorian. Check it out.
Damn it!
All this reading, she's supposed to just answer.
Yeah.
Just answer me.
She has
Anyway,
no Alexa.
Fine. So
Get the fuck. This is a fucking.
hey, don't yell at the droid.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the Mandalorian is a really big fan of Mandalorian stuff. He was raised by Mandalorians. He was an orphan, so he was he's not really a full blood Mandalorian, but he's really into the shit. The armor, the religion, the weapons. This guy is no nonsense, badass. If you don't know, it's Pedro Pascal of Game of Thrones fame. He got his eyes gouged
He killed her. He raped her.
The bowling ball. He got turned into a bowling ball.
Right, exactly. So if you're wondering what's under the helmet, that's the guy with no
eyes or head or skull anymore.
It's really cool. It's about bounty hunting.
He was also awesome in Narcos. Just want to throw that out.
Oh, yeah.
He was great in Narcos.
And he was really wacky in that Kingsman sequel.
Yes.
He was all over the place.
People saw that?
Yeah.
I wanted to.
You see the Western, everything from the artwork at the end of the credits, where it's kind of like spaghetti Western, like credits and stuff going on. The soundtrack is straight sci-fi meets spaghetti Western soundtrack. It's a bounty hunter on his job trying to take care of himself, but he finds himself in a very weird situation. And we find, am I going to do it? Am I going to
Ethically? Are we talking ethically?
No, first off, he doesn't like dealing in kids, which it sounds obvious because he gave him his age or whatever. The age of the thing that they're going to go get is 50 years old. So he's like, oh, it's just some guy. But he gets there and it's a little baby Yoda. And it's not Yoda. It's not reincarnated Yoda, which I don't think that's happened.
No. So wait, so you aren't mad that it could be Jango or Boba Fett reincarnated, but like if Yoga's reincarnated, you're like, oh,
who is Yoga?
Did I say Yoga? Did I say like Downward Dog?
Yoga the Hutt.
No, I'm cool with Boba Fett because he was a clone. I like the fact that Jango raised his clone as a son. That's really cool to me.
What was that?
That was something deep within my body.
Shit, man.
And then the second episode, there's really, like we talked about earlier, there's really not a lot going on, but what does go on is really cool. Jawa's fucking with him, taking his, stripping his ship. It's so good. We only have 2 episodes, and I really wish I had just wait until the end so I could just binge all of it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. They already started filming season 2. This is a hit. Like I said, when you have Jon Favreau involved, it's going to be a hit. I can't remember the last bad movie or even bad show he's made, to be quite honest with you.
Fact.
So, but, Jerry touched on a lot of that stuff, and that's pretty much what I got. I'm enjoying it. No, but you're right, though. It is a Western. I'm glad you said that because it's 100% a Western that takes place in space. And being able to incorporate a lot of really cool Star Wars elements from the cartoons, from the movies, having that aspect of it. And then kind of seeing, it will be cool to find out if Boba Fett was. So he was not a Mandalorian, right?
No, he was the clone of Jango Fett. I'm just trying to remember if Jango Fett was a true Mandalorian or not. But the character in the Mandalorian show is an orphan that was raised by Mandalorians. Right. So he is, he's...
So obviously they should be getting a little bit more deeper into the background of the Mandalorians, the whole bounty hunter thing, which is fantastic.
Beskar steel.
Yes. Yeah.
They make all their armor and stuff. It's very valuable. It's traded as it's like a commodity.
Yeah. I do like a big deal. The almost standoff where it was 4-1, and he was like, "I like those odds," because we all know how shitty stormtroopers are at shooting.
Right? Yeah, they can't hit
so I would like those odds too. I'd be like, I'm not even a bounty hunter, but I feel pretty good about this.
Oh yeah.
I like the fact that Werner Herzog's character looks like an Imperial that's trying to keep his power. If you notice, the medal that he's got on is the Imperial symbol, and he's got the stormtrooper guards around him. So he's just trying to make the best of a shitty situation and trying to keep his power.
How many episodes are there going to be?
I don't know.
So they have not announced that, at least as far as what I can tell. I would probably say probably tight.
Do you want me to zero in on a couple things from the episode that I saw?
Well. I want to know.
Yes.
So he gets the shoulder pad.
Yeah,
the shoulder armor.
I forget what he calls it specifically.
So that was in episode 1. I've only seen episode 1. In episode 2, does he get a new piece of armor?
No.
Damn it!
I thought
it was going to be like leveling up. Every episode he gets a new piece, and at the final, at the end of the episode.
He's
or
like,
at the end of the
big bad
season,
motherfucker.
he wears like the whole chrome
Well,
shit.
that's a good point. I mean, like I think that's what we're working
been
towards. Is like
so hard
at the
for
end of
that.
at the end of the season, he's either going to have a full suit of armor or somebody's going to jank it and take it. You know what I mean? Because
Set
it's
up for
worth.
So it
season
is a
2.
video game.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
But I love the fact when he's in the second episode where he's talking about he's meeting with the Jawas because the Jawas took his stuff from his ship and they're going to go to get it back. And he's like, you're going to have to lose those weapons. He's like, no, these weapons are part of my religion.
Yeah. That shit was dope.
I can't.
No.
That was great. But he eventually had to.
Oh. Did I have a bet going with some guys at work. Do you guys think that droid from episode 1 is coming back?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I don't know if it's going to be the
droid?
same exact droid, the bounty droid.
The cool one that was like,
Yeah.
preparing to self-destruct.
IG-11. Yeah, IG-11. We first saw his kind in Empire Strikes Back. He was just in the background of the different bounty hunters. We never really saw him do anything. But
Saw him do a whole lot in this episode.
Holy shit.
Saw him do a whole lot.
IG-11's great, voiced by Taika Waititi. Which
Oh, no shit.
Oh,
He's
God
amazing.
damn it.
Yeah.
He's
I did
definitely
not know
coming
that.
back.
You know,
man.
Thor Ragnarok director.
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows.
So
that guy.
he's-
And you saw JoJo, right?
I saw Jojo Rabbit too
How
while
was
I was
that?
up there. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
Of course it was.
It's a lighthearted satire about Nazis. And
I've been wanting to see that.
Not too many of those out there.
it should be out all over the place now.
So, the droid coming back, you think?
Definitely, they can't just not use Taika Waititi
Right.
again. I mean, one and done. Although in Watchmen, Don Johnson. Sorry, bud.
It's just Star Wars. You don't think they got enough money to throw at another actor?
They'll figure something out.
Yeah,
Anyway, I have
they'll
$5.
rebuild him. They'll
I have
rebuild him.
$5 on that he's not coming back.
Really?
And they're like, well, why would they bother to give him a name in the subtitles? I'm just like, it's Star Wars. Like,
They can do that.
there is no man one or woman one in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, the Camino thing. So Werner Herzog commissions him to go get the baby Yoda creature. The guy that's trying to keep it alive had the scientist guy that's trying to keep it alive. If you'll notice on his uniform or on his lab coat or whatever, you'll see the Camino symbol from Attack of the Clones, where that's where the clone army came from.
Gotcha.
So I think that cloning
Clone Yoda.
is going to come into play. I think he wants to clone Yodas.
Gotcha. But to
Like a
the
Yoda
dark side.
Like a Yoda
Or
army.
Whatever side. I mean, you saw what he did to that
Yeah.
fucking beast, and he's a 50-year-old infant.
I did not see what he did.
I know a few 50-year-old
It was adorable. You love adorable animals, Jordan Brown.
I've seen Baby Yoda, and I was a puddle. when
You're going to be a bigger puddle.
I said my
After the end
fucking.
of
I
this one.
said my
So cute.
trademark. Oh my goodness! As soon as he came on.
Lots of.
Want to love him and squeeze him.
Dude, and how
take him up.
cool is that this Star Wars universe feels like a fucking Star Wars universe. It doesn't feel like a
does.
rip-off of like, you know,
Right.
like a much shittier, just like obviously TV series Star
Right.
Wars. It feels like from the set design, the only thing that didn't really feel like a true Star Wars thing was that the first bounty that he went to go get, the blue guy, they spoke just complete English out of nowhere. And it was like, ooh, that's okay.
I just remembered I saw Brian Posehn. He was the guy that gave him the ride because he was like he waved off the speeder with the
Yeah.
droid, and then the guy that shows up that was Brian Posehn
Right.
driving the speeder that got ate. The
fat guy.
Thing. Yeah, he's loving life. He's an ultra nerd.
Yeah.
I know that he's loving life being in a Star Wars production.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's that I just love that. I love that it felt so Star Wars and the graphics at the end. The how cool of that picture. Like it was an awesome image of the final scene in the episode 1 where the Mandalorian is like reaching out towards the crib of the baby Yoda. And you just see the little hand come up
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
ends. I was like, dude, that was some fantastic imagery for
Yeah.
me. Loved watching that.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
well, by
I mean,
God, all right. Thank you guys for listening to it. We're gonna go watch episode 2. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.
Before we dip out, though, let's get into as far as just Disney in general. We all kind of made our own like lists per se, whether if it's just favorites, least favorites, uncommon stuff, this, that, and the other. Yo, Mama, what you got over there as far as Disney Plus? Like, what are you looking forward to? Do you have like a top 3? Like, what do you have going on?
Are we talking characters? Show?
Yeah. Like whatever you want to do.
Characters kind of intertwine with my favorite movie selection. Mulan was always an awesome one for me.
Nice.
And actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but her voice was what's her name? Ming Na Wen, who is also the same person who played Agent May in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ah.
Oh, cool.
She actually was the voice of Mulan, which I thought was awesome. But I love Mulan because she's,
A badass.
it was like post damsel in distress type.
Right. And she's not a princess.
Yeah. But she fought for her family. She fought for her honor, and people don't do that shit anymore. Aladdin was a really awesome character. I really liked watching Aladdin.
Street rat.
The original,
Yes.
the OG, because they were just street rat
Robin
type
Williams.
thing. Favorite
boy,
characters. I didn't know this, but the Hocus Pocus, I guess, was one of the Disney movie productions, and I really love the Sanderson sisters.
Nothing wrong with that.
So they're kind of like in my favorite characters and favorite villains.
Okay.
So, because I think we were going to discuss the favorite villains as well.
I was going to do some favorite villains, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot.
we can discuss
I got
whatever
a
you
lot.
want.
I got a
Just
lot.
gotta rattle them off.
Cool, fine.
Sanderson sisters, Maleficent, Ursula, love Ursula. She's so extra.
She is such
I'm going to take your man,
She
too.
is such a queen.
Yes.
Ooh, he look good.
So those are my faves. Jordan?
Oh, hi, guys. So yeah, I was just gonna do some Disney villains that really
Do it.
rung in to me. So it's not per se a villain, and I was talking about Homeward Bound earlier, and this wasn't on my list or anything. It literally just popped in my head. But do you guys remember the porcupine scene where Chance was like,
yeah.
Chance thought he had a new friend?
Yeah.
He was like, hey, man, we can hang out sometime. Porcupine was like, fuck you, and slapped him with his quills. I've never been so betrayed in my entire life. Like, here's this happy-go-lucky dog.
That was
It's
his first betrayal.
Just picture it if it were you. Hey, guys, hey, man, I've lost my family. Don't really know where I am. This strange new world. I think we're going in the right direction. I have no... quills all up in your grill, and then
You are talking to someone that just got stung in the face by a bee. So I feel
That's
very
true.
betrayed.
Before we came into the studio today, Brian got stung by what he thinks was a bee or wasp, and he hasn't decided yet.
Or it's an electrical villain that's trying to kill him through his phone.
Yeah, because he put his phone up to his ear,
1 out of 3.
heard a buzz, and then he got stung. And look to your left, real quick.
No.
No.
I want to see it. Whip it
You
out.
can't see it over the... Oh, there it is.
Oh
Yeah, you
boy,
This is why this episode's not on Twitch.
no, it's not. It's let's
Like,
tell
is that dude dying on
let's
screen?
tell Brian it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, man.
It's not that bad, man.
It looks good.
All right, thanks. Let's get back to the episode.
All right. So that porcupine's a little motherfucker because he wasn't gonna eat you, you
Right.
stupid bitch. Like he was just trying to hey man, we're
You should do the director's commentary on it.
we're obviously the
No,
cool guys.
I'm loving this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Obviously the cool
home and
guys.
watch Homer Bound, so...
But I want the Jordan Brown commentary on the fucking thing now.
Fuck you, man! Get away from me, man! I'm just trying to get my shoes on.
I love the fact that the Homeward Bound porcupine made your villain.
It did. Like you got to think about shit like that, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that porcupine.
Poor
And-
porcupine.
No, no.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
he's probably still alive and
Porcupine
running.
probably never seen a dog before in his life.
That's true. But I've never seen. I don't know. That was going
Yeah,
somewhere
go
weird.
ahead.
That was going somewhere weird. So, anyways, in a close second, I'd say probably my most hated villain is Gaston.
He's a dickhead.
Gaston.
Because he's such a little cocksucker.
He is.
He's a douche.
He's a frat boy.
He's definitely a frat boy, and he's
Yeah.
definitely
He's a fuck boy.
He's
Not the frat boys that listen to our show.
Okay,
Right,
hold on,
right.
wait.
I'm not talking shit about all frat boys. I'm talking about the fuck boys out there.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Now time out.
Dim.
I may or may not be one of those. I may or may not have been called that a time or three in my life.
Fuck boy.
But look, he constantly put that girl down.
Yeah.
and was just like, you obviously are going to like me. Like, I want to strangle people like that. Even though he can break a belt with his neck, like, I still think I can maybe harm him a little bit by choking.
Don't go for the neck.
I won't go for the neck.
You have to break him down mentally.
That's true. That's true. Like, oh, look at your
You
toe
got
size.
you got to 8 Mile that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Look at your broken
You gotta call him
toe-sized
out.
penis, you know?
And your name is Clarence.
We're like,
Gaston.
we're like, are you getting weight?
Got a little chubby cheeks there, bud. What's going on? You eating good today, huh? And then after that piece of shit, Scar. Scar killed a kitty.
That is a villain.
He killed a
Jeremy
kitten.
Irons.
Killed a kitten.
Jeremy Irons. So good.
Long live the king. Wow. That was the sassy Scar.
It was a very sassy Scar.
Oh my god, Hades was awesome. I really don't think he was that much of a
I
villain.
loved Hades.
Hades was a dope piece of ass.
Fuck that guy.
Jafar,
I hate Jimmy Woods. Fuck that guy. Sorry.
James Woods.
hate that guy.
I thought Jafar was a neat villain. I didn't agree with him, but like, I mean, he just wanted to be a genie, man. I mean, he also wanted, to destroy
wanted power.
everything and like, wed Jasmine.
Who would?
Yeah, right though. She was bomb. Plus, it would have been J&J. No, I don't think about these things on my spare time. And I'd say my fourth and final one, because I have awkward sized lists. Amos Slade. Do you know who that is? It's
off the top of my
the
head.
hunter from Fox and Hound.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That's probably one of my least favorite
Todd
ones.
and Hopper.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, wow.
give me a second.
Oh my God.
Give me a second. They make it look okay. So there are two pictures of him side by side in Google, and they make him look like a hero and a villain at the same time. He looks like a bastard right here, and
Like
he's
Fox News.
Yeah, and he's like, get it? Fox and the Hound News. Ha ha. All right, someone else talk.
Before we get ready to wrap it up,
Where are you
here,
going to be doing trivia at later?
the Speakeasy Tavern every Sunday, 7:30, and Jerry hosts.
I host After Work Trivia over at Stumblestiltskins every Wednesday night.
And I'm at both of them because I bartend at Speaks on Sundays while Brian is doing it, and on Wednesdays
Doing it well.
he's doing it well. Mhm. Pants off, dance in. And on Wednesdays I ride my little scooty from Boxcar.
Scooty gang.
I scooty gang to at least take one shot of alcohols before.
Fill in the blank.
There you go.
And I run and I jump on Jerry, and it's a great reunion, and everyone sheds a tear.
Zero dark nerdy trivia anywhere is going to be a great time. You
That's
guys
right.
should
That's
come
right.
out.
Sundays and Wednesdays, 2 options for you here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Real quick, I got 2 underrated movies. We touched on one earlier, Big Hero 6. Just like you said, Frozen kind of literally like went over this movie.
Took the
but
wind out of
it
the sails
is
on that one,
fucking
but it's great.
Fantastic.
Frozen 2 is getting terrible reviews, by the way.
I believe it.
Really?
I believe it. And my second underrated Disney movie, Meet the Robinsons. Very, very good.
got a big head and little arms. That one?
Yeah.
And then I have 2 underrated Disney characters. My first and foremost, and I think it's because I have a huge crush on Sarah Silverman. So Princess Penelope from Wreck-It Ralph. And Wreck-It Ralph 2, Break the Internet. And Carpet from Aladdin. I don't
No
think
way.
Carpet from Aladdin gets
Carpet.
enough love.
Carpet.
Yeah.
Carpet's along the lines of the Cloak of Levitation.
Yeah.
Dr. Strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a character too. Like
Yeah.
it has feelings.
Yes. Yes, it does. Well said, Jerry.
That's deep.
Just wants to find a female carpet. Make some carpet
What,
babies.
what exactly would it do with one?
Get some rug burn.
And how do you know it? How do you know it's not female?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to check my own
Yeah, yeah,
insecurities
yeah.
within myself now.
Jerry, what you got?
I've got 3 big things, takeaways from Disney Plus. First, if you have not watched The World According to Jeff Goldblum, watch it. It's Nat Geo, but it's in with the stuff. He's hilarious. It's him. Like the first episode is all about sneakers. And so he
Nice.
gets custom sneakers made. He like learns the history of sneakers, and it's Jeff Goldblum just going off the rails and being himself, and it's really funny. That's really funny. And then let's see, my favorite villains, Negaduck from Darkwing Duck.
What did you just call him?
Negaduck.
It's okay.
I didn't name him.
You said A. You said
It's cool. Negaduck's really cool. He just had
Nicole's
that.
about to spit her fucking drink out.
He just had that voice. He had that villain
Yeah.
voice. He's like, like I'm gonna fuck him up. You know.
it sucks because you won't be able to hear it any other way now.
Yep. And then
Bill.
another really awesome villain from a Disney movie that I'm going to go out on. I didn't get to mention earlier, The Rocketeer.
Oh, nice.
The Rocketeer came out in
That's
the
the old school
90s,
shit.
and I loved it. I watched it over and over and over and over again. I love that movie. And I think it's Timothy Dalton's best work, other than Hot Fuzz.
Nice.
But Timothy Dalton as the villain in that movie, he's my all-time favorite Disney villain.
Nice. The
Timothy Dalton
Rocketeer
as-
was
yeah.
like Iron Man to us
Yes.
as kids. Like, it was
Yeah.
like the closest fucking thing that we could get to the MCU.
Just
at
had
that point.
a rocket pack and a rudder.
Yep. Yep.
And
And
a
a cool
dream.
helmet. Yeah. Yep. And I remember seeing that in this little tiny movie theater in Endicott, New York. And as a kid, I was like, my mind was blown. It was like watching Iron Man.
It wasn't lies. It was acting. Fucking love Timothy Dalton.
All right, ladies and gents, that's going to do it for our Disney Plus episode here from Zero Dark Nerdy. Make sure you check out our website, popculturepodcast.com, your source for all things pop culture, media, news, videos. Of course, you can get all our podcast episodes on there and so much more. Of course, you can contact us for show ideas, shout outs, the whole 9 yards. And this website is courtesy of our good friends over at Zibster. That is ZIBSTER.com, making some of the best websites on the planet, and they can take care of all your SEO and social media needs as well. And that's going to do it for us. Make sure you check us out and like us on social media. Of course, all your podcast sites, iTunes, Spotify. It only takes like literally 30 seconds. Go on there, like us, give us a review. It means the world to us, and we look forward to catching up with you next week. And yeah, that's it.
We love you.
Bye. Word.
Yeah! Victory! And anger management?
Fuck anger management.